February 13th, 1258. The Tigris River ran black, not from oil, not from ash, from ink. For 6 days, Mongol soldiers threw books into the water, 400,000 manuscripts, some say 1 million. The river ran black for 6 months. Fishermen reported you could walk across the Tigris on floating books without getting your feet wet. But here's what they don't teach you in school. What was in those books? And why does almost nobody know this happened? This is the story of the greatest library ever built, and the greatest cover-up in history. To understand what was lost, you need to see what was built. The year is 762 AD. The Abbasid Caliph al-Mansur just founded a new city, Baghdad, not just any city, the center of the world. Within 50 years, Baghdad became the largest city on earth, over 1 million people. For context, Paris had 25,000. But the caliphs didn't want just size, they wanted knowledge. So in 830 AD, Caliph al-Ma'mun did something revolutionary. He built Bayt al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom. This wasn't just a library, it was the Google headquarters of the 9th century. Scholars from every religion, Muslims, Christians, Jews, Hindus, even Buddhists, worked side by side. Their mission? Translate every book in the known world into Arabic. Greek philosophy, Persian mathematics, Indian astronomy, Chinese medicine. They called it the translation movement, and it changed everything. Let me show you what the House of Wisdom actually did. The Algebra. A scholar named Al-Khwarizmi wrote a book called Al-Kitab al-Mukhtasar fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala. We call it Algebra. The word algorithm? That's his name, Al-Khwarizmi. Without him, no computers, no smartphones, no social media, the medical encyclopedia. A physician named Al-Razi wrote a 23-volume medical encyclopedia that included the first accurate description of smallpox and measles, psychological treatments for mental illness, surgical techniques Europe wouldn't use for 600 years. European medical schools used his books until the 1700s. The Astronomy Revolution. Astronomers at the House of Wisdom calculated the Earth's circumference to within 200 kilometers of the actual measurement in the year 850. Without satellites, they built observatories, created star catalogs with over 1,000 stars, proved the Earth was round 600 years before Columbus. The philosophy preservation. Here's the kicker. 90% of ancient Greek philosophy, Aristotle, Plato, Galen, only survived because Muslim scholars translated it into Arabic. When Europe entered the Dark Ages and burned pagan books, Baghdad saved them. Later, when Europe wanted them back during the Renaissance, they had to retranslate them from Arabic. Without the House of Wisdom, there is no Renaissance, no Enlightenment, no modern science. This wasn't just a library. This was the hard drive of human civilization. By the year 1000, Baghdad was unstoppable. The House of Wisdom had expanded into a massive complex, laboratories for chemistry and alchemy, astronomical observatories, hospitals with medical libraries, translation bureaus employing hundreds of scholars. Imagine if Harvard, MIT, the Mayo Clinic, and NASA all existed in one building. That was the House of Wisdom. Scholars were celebrities. They debated in public squares. Kings from Europe and China sent delegations to learn from them. Baghdad's bookstores numbered in the hundreds. Some streets had nothing but book markets. One visitor wrote, "In Baghdad, even the poorest man has books in his home. They love knowledge the way others love gold." But empires don't last forever, and sometimes the brightest lights cast the darkest shadows. By 1200, cracks were forming. The Abbasid Caliphate was weakening. Internal divisions, political corruption, military decline, and far to the east, a storm was coming. A storm named Genghis Khan. January 29th, 1258. Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, arrived at the gates of Baghdad with 150,000 Mongol soldiers. The caliph refused to surrender. Bad decision. On February 10th, the Mongols breached the walls. What happened next was one of the greatest catastrophes in human history. For 7 days, they slaughtered between 200,000 and 1 million people. But here's what matters for this story. They specifically targeted the libraries. Mongol soldiers were ordered to destroy every book, every manuscript, every piece of written knowledge. Why? Some historians say Hulagu Khan believed knowledge made people rebellious. Others say his advisors told him, "If you destroy their books, you destroy their soul." They threw books into the Tigris River until the water turned black from ink. They used ancient manuscripts as kindling for fires, bedding for horses, covers for wells. The Grand Library. Centuries of accumulated knowledge burned for weeks. Eyewitnesses reported the smoke was visible from 50 miles away. One scholar wrote, "The ink of scientists is worth more than the blood of martyrs. Today, both flow together." What was lost? We'll never know the full extent, but from surviving references to destroyed books, here's what we know disappeared. Advanced surgical techniques, mentioned by Al-Razi, books never found. Astronomical calculations that wouldn't be rediscovered until the 1600s. Philosophical works by scholars whose names we know, but whose ideas are gone. Some historians believe we lost the equivalent of 500 years of scientific progress. Think about it. What if we lost all of Wikipedia, all of Google, all scientific journals, overnight? That's what happened in 1258. So why don't you learn this in school? 3 reasons. 1. Eurocentrism in education. Most Western curriculums teach history as Ancient Greece, Dark Ages, Renaissance, Modern Era. Baghdad's Golden Age happened during Europe's Dark Ages. It doesn't fit the narrative. 2. The Mongols erased the evidence. When you destroy books, you destroy the proof they existed. We only know about thousands of lost manuscripts because later scholars mentioned them. Imagine trying to prove Google existed if all servers were destroyed and you only had people's memories. 3. Modern geopolitics. For the last 100 years, the Middle East has been portrayed as backwards. If people knew Baghdad was once the most advanced city on earth, it complicates that narrative. The modern parallel. Today, we worry about cyber attacks destroying data, AI training on incomplete information, book bans erasing history, digital libraries disappearing. In 1258, they had the same fears. The difference? They had no backup. One fire, one river, one army, 1,000 years of knowledge, gone. But here's the thing, it didn't completely disappear. Some books survived in Andalusia, Persia, Central Asia. Some were copied before the destruction. And today, scholars are using AI to reconstruct lost texts from fragments and references. The House of Wisdom fell, but the idea of the House of Wisdom, that knowledge belongs to everyone, that all humans should work together to understand the universe, that idea survived. And maybe that's the real lesson. You can burn books, you can't burn ideas. The story of the House of Wisdom isn't just history, it's a warning and a reminder. Knowledge is fragile, but it's also powerful. If you want to learn more stories like this, the truths they don't teach you, subscribe, because if we don't remember history, we're doomed to lose it again. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.